Thanks, Lisa. So I've used OnTask in the first year undergraduate accounting subject, where we have about 2,000 students a year that do that across the autumn and spring sessions. So these students, our large session is in autumn of the year. So most of these students, first semester, first year of university. And so specifically what we use it for is to remind students to do our learning quizzes, which are on UTS Canvas. So we monitor whether or not those students complete those quizzes week to week, and then we send them a reminder email to do them if they haven't done them, or to retake them if they didn't do so well, or an email just encouraging them to continue if they're doing really, really well as they go through. Originally, when we started using OnTask consistently across the session, which was in 2019, we sent students an email every single week reminding them to complete the quizzes. But then when we got to 2020, there was a lot of emails about all sorts of issues and how we were flipping our learning. So we paired it back to basically 2 emails a session that were consolidated, that consolidated the data and looked at what students had done overall in the first and second half of the teaching session, and reminded them or encouraged them according to how they were going. My experience with this is that some students certainly appreciate getting the email every single week, although there is certainly, I did observe some email fatigue where students were receiving those weekly emails. And that was another reason why we certainly paired it back last year to the email at the end of the first half of the session and the email at the end of the second half of the session. I think students were generally more responsive to those emails because they were more unique rather than receiving the 12 across the session. My experience with using OnTask is that, and Amanda asked this earlier, is that some students do certainly think it is a personal email I have typed out individually to them. And they do reply and they say, thank you for reminding me. And sometimes they explain we had this issue. I've got various stresses or other things which we can then discuss with them further. So that's really, really useful. I find that the emails both help with motivation and can help with student belonging, because I think they feel as the subject, workshop leader and coordinator, I am more approachable because I am emailing them individually. And so while I do get more emails, I wouldn't say I get lots more emails. I wouldn't say it's unmanageable. And I think the value add in terms of making sure that students know there's someone to reach out to if they require any help or have any questions is very, very important, and far outweighs the additional workload in terms of the benefit that they're getting. So that has been a really, really good thing to see. That we've used. So that's my key observations on using the platform. In terms of using it moving forward, we're going to stick with the one email for each half of the teaching session, because that seems to be the one that has the biggest impact and the one students seem to pick up, and they're a lot more responsive to, and I get a lot more replies to those sort of emails acknowledging that they need to actually do something, and so that seems to keep them quite engaged and motivated as they're moving through the teaching session.